Well, hello, this is You Ooze, You Lose with another casual deck fun deck. This time around, we're going to do something a little bit different. I have been wanting to create a video on one of my decks that I've been touching up here and there every so often, which I call Wargate Hate, and it obviously utilizes Wargate and a couple of other um, toolbox-esque search cards to uh, create a toolbox deck to fight against standard metagame. So I'm going to go through my deck, go through each card, reasons why I have it in there, and then I'm going to play a game or two and record them. So let's begin. First off, we've got Wargate, and I'm definitely going to have four of those in my deck. And but as you can see, Wargate utilizes Bant colors, so that definitely pushes me into a Bant kind of deck. I do have um, some black and some red cards as well in this deck, but I do have the mana capabilities to uh, actually pump them out. So we've got Wargate, and that searches up a bunch of permanents. So let me show you from back here all the way to left. I'll work my way that way. So Kozilek is there for mill decks. It's also there for possibility to ramp it out and be a beat stick on its own, but mainly it's there just it's so much fun to be able to just have one uh, Eldrazi in your deck and not worry about being milled out, unless the mill deck utilizes removal. But so far, I haven't faced that, or even that many really strong mill decks anyway. So there you go. It's not harming anybody being a one of. Magister Sphinx is there for life gain decks, which have become obnoxious of recently, and it's amazing. You drop it with Wargate, and it drops their life to 10 when they're already up at like 30 or even 60 or above, and then you put them on a clock. So enough said. Then we go down to our four converted mana costing spells, and we've got Leyline of Sanctity, which is really good against red deck wins and other targeted decks, as well as the fact that I've got a one of Jinxed Idol, which together it's a good combo. They're unable to target you with the Jinx Idol activation cost, so they can't get rid of it unless they destroy the idol itself or the lane line. Then there's another lane line of the Void, which is good for decks that utilize the graveyard, like Dredgevine and other stuff like that. Definitely for Vengevine decks. We've got Light Minefield, which I have yet to really use. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it, but good for those aggro decks. Linvala is there for your opponent's creatures who have annoying activation costs. And then Obstinate Baloth is good for uh, red decks and Jund decks, definitely, and discard decks. So there you go on the four mana costing, converted mana costing spells. Then we go into a one of Oblivion Ring, which the reason why it's one of is twofold. One is that didn't have the room with all the other spells that I wanted, as well as the fact that having too many of them can be a problem when you're facing Jund. One of Jace Bellerin, and he's there to combat his more powerful evolved form, as well as it's just a powerful card to begin with. Uh, one of Anthemancer for those who are using decks with non-basic lands. One of Hissing Iguanar, which is amazing against token decks, especially Eldrazi drone decks. It's just you drop it and they have to get rid of the Iguanar or else they're dead. And then I've got four of Knights, which also act as a means of searching my deck for the many different kinds of lands I have, which I'll go into in a little bit. after I deal with all my spells. Alright, so then that's it with the 3 converted mana costing spells going into the 2 converted mana costing spells. One of War Priest, which is good to Wargate up to if you've got a enchantment that you want to destroy. One of Stoneforge Mystic to pull up my equipment cards, which right now I only have one of, which is the Basilisk Collar. One of Cassili Primage, good for destroying target artifacts or enchantments, as well as being a good beat stick. One Fauna Shaman. I would have one more, but I only have gained one in a draft. I don't have any more, but it's still a good card to have. One Spreading Seas, which handles Valakut and or Manlands. I do have Tectonic Edge in my deck as well that I can pull up with Knight of the Reliquary, or a Wargate if must be. 2 Journey to Nowheres, which are really good creature removal if I need to pull them up from with Wargate. A Prophetic Prism, 2 of them, to handle Spreading Seas and or just any other problems. I might actually get rid of one of them. Jinxed Idol just to test it out because it works really well with the ley line. And then we've got Noble Hierarch, which helps out with beating and with your mana. 2 Paths to Exile and the Basilisk Collar, like I was saying before. So that brings us to the land. So I've got a mainly green, blue, white mana base with a little bit of black and red for the purpose of hard casting Hissing Iguanar, Anthomancer, Leyline, and Magister Sphinx if I have to. But if I could get away with it, I'd rather Wargate them if need be. So I've got the special lands that I could pull up with the Knight are Celestial Colonnade, Stirring Wildwood. I've got Misty Rainforest, Seri Steppe, Bajuka Bog for getting rid of an opponent's graveyard. 2 Evolving Wilds just in case I need to grab a mountain or swamp and I'm not finding any, and Tectonic Edge. So there's the deck. I'm going to stop the video here and I'm going to record a game, maybe 2, with this deck and show you how it goes. Hope you enjoyed. Leave comments and or requests, and I will definitely try to get back to you. Thanks.